What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to a very special bonus episode of Lured Up. So special it doesn't even have a name yet. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Saturday, May 30th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken Pescatore, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Adam, hello. What's up?
Hey, I'm here. I'm doing fantastic. You're always waiting for it, so I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing better than the first time we recorded.
I'm glad we can all hear each other because my microphone took a shit the second we hit record before, but we're back, and we're very excited to kick off this new series of interview episodes, standalone episodes. Now, rather than, we've had a lot of people on the show in the past, and we would always have the interview at the top of the show, and then the show at the back of the show, but the fucking episodes got to be like an hour and a half long, and it was crazy. So now we're going to have our interview episodes standalone.
100% focused.
Yes. And we're joined for the third time
by who?
By our good friend, PkmnMasterHolly. Holly, welcome.
What's going on?
To the show.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. It's so good to hear your voices and just to talk to you guys. Yeah, I hope that you're both doing well and safe during this crazy time of quarantine.
Definitely.
We are. It's been wild. I mean, Adam has been a absolute model of quarantine life and leaves like 10 minutes a week, and that's it. He goes to the store and comes right back home.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unless I'm going for like a nature walk or something, which it's been nice enough to be able to go and do that. But, if I'm anywhere where there's potential where people are going to be like super close, it's like mask, the whole 9 yards.
Ducking cover, run.
Absolutely. You got to stay away from people right now. That's just the safest thing you can do,
Yep.
It is.
And it's so hard because it's like, I know like what I need to do.
Uh-huh.
But people just don't. Like, there's like arrows in the stores. I follow the arrows. Other people, they block me in. I'm like, you're having a chat with a bunch of your friends and this guy's coming at me. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. All I wanted was my mac and cheese. Like, come on, guys.
No, it's always better to err on the side of caution and set an example. That's the way I look at it. But this episode is all about Holly. Holly, we talked to you about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago on the show. We're glad to have you back.
Wow.
Why don't you give us a quick recap, just in case people have been living under a rock and don't know who you are and what you do. Give us a rundown. Who you are and what is it that you do?
Cool. Well, what's up, everybody? My name is Holly. I go by PkmnMasterHolly on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. PkmnMasterHolly, PkmnMasterHolly. And on YouTube, I do Pokemon Go vlogs. On Twitch, I do Pokemon Go, Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and maybe some more games and more coming out soon. And but since we're all in quarantine right now, I'm focusing on Twitch because it's definitely easier to live stream than it is to go out and make a video during all this COVID craziness. So, but yeah, I definitely am also back on Twitch. And if you are living under a rock and you didn't know that my channel was it was hacked recently, so that was crazy. But yeah, I have my channel back now, so I'm regularly uploading on YouTube again, so that's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that because that was an insane story, and it was like I felt your pain so bad. Like, you were making videos, and it's like, holy shit, this is like breaking your ass and doing all this work, and it had to have been so hard to keep your heart in it, knowing that there was all this drama going on behind the scenes. But we'll get there in a second. Let's talk about Pokemon really quick, because Twitch has allowed you to kind of expand and do some other really cool stuff. But what is it about Pokemon that really has your heart? Because, I mean, when I look at you, I see tattoos of Pokemon. You're rocking Pikachu ears a lot. Like, it really seems that Pokemon is a part of you. So what is it about the franchise and the brand that, you enjoy so much?
I mean, I think that Pokemon has spoke to me on so many levels. Like, it's more than just one thing, but certainly the sense of adventure and like, you know, the search for new things and new friends and discovery is definitely something that Pokemon has instilled in me since a young age, because I started playing the games when I was like 7 years old. And, you know, I started out watching the anime of Pokemon 2 when I was a kid, and, you know, watching Ash travel the land far and wide with Misty and Brock always made me think, well, I want to find like my 2 or 3 friends that want to travel the world with me. And, you know, and that's when Pokemon Go came out, and it finally hit me like, yes, this is the career that I want to do for the rest of my life. And so it's crazy that, you know, now COVID has completely altered my trajectory for what I wanted to do with my life. Like now I have to rethink, how can I still be a Pokemon master, travel the world and meet people, but do it safely?
Yeah, that's a conundrum right there.
Yeah, it's nuts how every form of everybody's life, like everything we do, is without a doubt going to be different from here on out. And, you know, I could imagine a year or two in the future, however long, you know, a true sense of safety and normalcy comes back. What's going on right now is definitely going to influence everyone's decisions and everyone, you know, the way things happen and work. So, I mean, like, this is a crazy time for sure. And when you're talking about stuff and a social setting, especially like Pokemon Go, that's built around being around lots of people and in close quarters with people, it's for sure going to alter the way we, you know, we have to approach this stuff.
It's like I went to the beach yesterday and it was like dodging bullets. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You people are walking left and right at an angle, running towards you. Like it's just, so I'm like, we can't enjoy it how we used to, you know, it's so hard. And it's like, is being barefoot like a bad thing? Because what if they had it on their like? It's all these like questions that, you know, you just don't think about normally, and then you're like, oh no, and it's like those people are just getting really close, and it's like, okay, I know how to social distance, but do they know what they're doing?
Yeah.
No, every I'm telling you, every little decision we make, you know, going forward is going to have some kind of influence over the, you know, due to the situation that we're dealing with now. But it's crazy, and especially with Pokemon Go,
because it is such a social game.
Yeah, it's a social game.
But let's take COVID out of this situation for a minute. What's your favorite way to interact with this game? Now, as a creator, there has to be a certain way that you like to engage because that's how you build your content. But as a trainer, there's got to be different facets of the game that you enjoy. So like what, from a trainer perspective and a creator perspective, what are your favorite ways to kind of engage with the game itself?
I think like one of my favorite ways to engage with the game is simply the shiny hunts, because, you know, not everybody is a raider, but I would venture to say that almost everybody that I've come into contact with loves to look for shinies or try to get 100%. It's like something about rare Pokemon. People love rare, strong, or shiny Pokemon. And so you can always ask somebody like, what's your strongest Pokemon? Or like, what's your shiny count, or something like that. So I think that's a great way to interact with the community, because no matter where you live and no matter how intensely you're experiencing COVID, you can still look for shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, like I said, I just went to the beach, and the second I pulled in, there was a wild tentacle that was 100%.
Wow.
And I'm like, right place, right time. It was actually like in the water, and I was like, because I had clicked a sparrow before, and the sparrow was on the water, and I'm like, that's kind of ridiculous. But
it was flying over the water.
Yeah, I clicked the tentacle and was like, oh my goodness. I was like freaking out. It was a good time.
No, that's definitely something about shinies. I mean, whether you like raiding or even in a PvP setting, just that excitement of seeing a shiny, it doesn't matter how you engage with the game. You always have that like, oh snap moment, you know, where it's like, there's a shiny. If it's in PvP, it's going to do more damage because it's shiny. Of course, that's how it works, you know. And then if you're just on the grind, I love the random shiny where you're just clicking on, like, it could be like a bullshit Pokemon, like you see a Natu and you click on it and it's shiny. It's like, whoa, it has that like OMG moment. I know all the Natu lovers are like, dude, don't talk smack about Natu. But it's without a doubt, I think shiny hunting is a very universal language of engagement with the game. So that's very awesome. Now, when we first got into Pokemon Go, I mean, I'm in Jersey, Adam's in New Hampshire, you were in Philly. And then you kind of moved from Philly to Vegas, and now you just did another move. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so I left Las Vegas for Long Beach, California, and I couldn't be happier. I'm very excited. I guess I've lived here for about a week and a half now, so I'm very new here. But it's absolutely beautiful. I was just so happy to get out of Vegas, guys, because it was already like over 100 degrees in Vegas when I left. Oof. And it's just not fun in Las Vegas when it's that hot, especially as a YouTuber, because, you know, you have to go outside with your equipment, you know, and your phone is running Pokemon Go 24/7. So that's overheating. Your camera's overheating because the camera can't handle the heat. And it's a terrible environment as a Pokemon Go player there, because people there are accustomed using like ice packs, walking around with their phone. And when I'm walking around with my camera in one hand and my phone in the other hand, like I'm not trying to hold up an ice pack too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of work.
No, I mean, I experienced that. Even I'll be in my car with the freaking air conditioning on and just my phone mounted on the dash with the sun beaming on it. And it's like, why is my phone so dim? It's because the thing is like ready to melt because it's just cooking in the car. So I can imagine like being out under the straight elements, no protection, no UV protection, none of that. You're just cooking. I'm not a hot weather person. We were talking about this last week. I like the San Diego kind of weather. Like give me like 70 degrees and I'm fucking straight. Like that's
exactly.
ideal for me.
But, you know, for the past week here, it's been like, you know, mid 60s. Like it was like 70 yesterday and breezy. I mean, I'm just smiling ear to ear. It is so beautiful here. It's gorgeous.
Give me some jeans and hoodie weather. Like, that's the shit. That's the way to go. That's awesome. Yep. All right, well, let's talk about your content here and, you know, the trials and tribulations of what you've been through over the past couple months is absolutely insane. Now, why don't you give us the rundown and the timeline of what happened a couple months ago to where we finally are now with your channel, because this has been a freaking roller coaster for you.
Yes, I think a roller coaster is an understatement. We were zinging up and down on this roller coaster full speed. I had no idea if I was ever going to get off the roller coaster, but I'm glad to say that the roller coaster has ended. It's pulled into the station. It's gone. It's done. I'm never getting back on. But so last November 2019, it's crazy to say that was 7 months ago. My YouTube channel was hacked, and when I say my YouTube channel, I mean that my YouTube channel and my AdSense account. And the AdSense account is the payment account that's associated with my YouTube channel. Every YouTuber has an AdSense account associated with their channel, and that's the way that the YouTuber gets paid for the views and the donations that channel receives. So my AdSense account was hacked along with the channel, and what that meant was, in a nutshell, that whenever I would upload a video, and it would get views or donations on a live stream, the money that was being generated from that video would go straight to the hacker, because the hacker took over that account that was associated with it. So,
oh my God,
wow.
That's crazy.
So, and I couldn't tell because he locked me out of the AdSense account. So I couldn't log in to see or fix the settings on it. So it took me 2 months to just figure out what was the issue, because I couldn't see anything that was wrong. So eventually I got YouTube involved. I got them involved like starting in January of 2020. And it took them until February to get back to me. And then from February, that's when it was escalated into their internal team. And then from there, they let's see, I think it was March 13th exactly. That's when the COVID lockdown started. Do you guys remember that, when COVID happened?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so March 13th was COVID lockdown. And then I think March 15th was when YouTube said, hey, we got your AdSense account back. So they returned my AdSense account to me so I could log into it again. But they weren't able to fix the YouTube channel. So what happened was, when they returned the AdSense account to me, they discovered that they needed to do a further investigation on the channel itself to see if the hacker had made any changes to the channel. And he hadn't. He was only messing around with the AdSense account. So there was no issues with the channel itself, but they still had to do an investigation. So, however, the terrible thing that happened was, because COVID lockdown happened at the same time that YouTube discovered this, the hacker, their like internal people at YouTube were sent home. They were no longer allowed to work in their offices. So even though these personnel were critical to getting my YouTube channel fixed, they were unable to return it to me. So, months passed by due to quarantine, and it wasn't until May 15th, which is, just like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Wow.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, they finally emailed me back and says, here's your YouTube channel back and here's your money back. So luckily I did get all the money back that the hacker got from me. And
wow. Okay. That's awesome. That is like a breath of fresh air.
That was, honestly, it was such a breath of fresh air because I went months without any payment at all. So shout out to all my Patreon patrons, because if it wasn't for them, like I would have been in a really, really bad place. But yeah, so I got payment back, and then YouTube also returned my YouTube channel to me also on the 15th, which is also when I was moving. I moved to Long Beach basically the same day that I left Vegas. I got my channel back. So it was like a good sign. I was like,
yep, like a whirlwind.
The stars have aligned.
Oh, man. Yeah. And what was it like during the time that all this madness was going on and you were still creating content, knowing that on the back end of the channel there was no monetization? Like, was that a mind fuck? Like trying to maintain the creative, mojo, knowing that this is like you're pretty much like a volunteer at that point? Like, that had to be crazy.
Yeah, well, because you have to realize though too that simultaneously that this hacking thing is going on, so I'm not making any money from the videos, and because of the investigation that was placed over my channel was undiscoverable, which means that no one was able to type in PkmnMasterHolly and search my videos within the last like 30 days. So like my old videos would show up, but anything that I made 30 days prior to the hold, or any videos that were newer than that hold, would not show up on the channel. So anything that I could make and upload was not findable or viewable by anyone. So it was really discouraging because I was like, what's the point of making the video? Because no one's going to be able to find it anyway, unless people had notifications on. So shout out to like the 3,000 out of the 150,000 people that have notifications on.
That's why it's important to get that bell.
Yeah.
Smash that bell. Turn it off and turn it back on. Like, that's we Adam and I we're big TCG fans. We follow Leonhardt. Leonhardt's a big TCG creator. Is coming up on 1 million subscribers now. He makes fantastic content, and he's been going through it where he also had an issue. It wasn't a hacking issue, but there was a glitch in the matrix where his videos, even though they weren't tagged as being for kids, were being marked as kids. So people weren't able to get notified. They weren't added to playlists. They couldn't comment, and then they were undiscoverable. It was this whole really like messed up glitch, and he was putting out videos like, guys, I don't know what to do. I'm discouraged. And then same thing, because of COVID, it took weeks and weeks and weeks for YouTube to finally get back to him, and then they acknowledged it, and they said, yes, there is an issue. There's something going on. And he was like, so now every video, he's like, look, even if you have notifications on, do me a favor, click the notification bell off and then back on again, and that seems to fix things, because people, even with notifications on, weren't getting notified of the videos. But once they like turned it off and then turned it on again, it was like, oh shit, it reset, and then they were good to go. So if you guys, if you subscribe to Holly and you have notifications on, just turn the bell off and turn it back on, just in case, because you never know. But yeah, there's been a lot of drama with the kind of nuts and bolts with YouTube, and of course, because everyone's displaced and not in the office and all this, and skeleton crews and all that, that's wild. The timing was just like a perfect shitstorm to like keep people, and creators kind of in this kind of really screwed up place of messing with the creativity. Like that's wild.
And uncertainty. Just 'cause, like, they're not getting answers.
How did that influence Twitch? Like, so then had you had experience on Twitch before? Because I think that you're close to like 10,000 followers on Twitch right now, which is a fucking feat. Like, how that transition from YouTube to Twitch, like how did that go? And was that mainly influenced by what was happening on YouTube?
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting to have so many followers and subscribers already on Twitch. I mean, I feel blessed really to be surrounded by such an incredible community, not only on YouTube, but Twitch has been extremely welcoming, and I really do genuinely love it on Twitch because of the community. But yeah, I mean, I signed up for Pokemon Master Holly on Twitch literally the same day that I made my YouTube channel almost 3 years ago. I'm coming up on my 3-year anniversary on June 27th. So almost 3 years on YouTube. But I didn't start actually using my Twitch channel until Animal Crossing came out. So it was because of Animal Crossing that I actually started Twitch. And also it was married along with, well, my channel's broken. So we got to do something here.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so it just so happened that Animal Crossing came out, COVID locked me down, and YouTube kicked me out. So it was like the perfect storm that was like everything pointed to, okay, Twitch, the door is open. I've always been meaning to do this. I have time to do this. I have a game to do this. I can't do YouTube anyway, so let's just try it out. And it worked. And now I just have fallen in love with it. And now I stream almost every day.
The timing with the whole COVID thing and Animal Crossing was bizarre because it was like the perfect time for that game to release in regards to content creators and just people that were stuck at home and needed a little bit of positivity and some bright colors and like cute music. And like, it was just such a welcoming way to engage with gaming.
It's the perfect staycation.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it was so perfect. And you know, I don't have time to play it, but I fucking love consuming Animal Crossing content because I still am able to experience that same joy that like when my son talks to me about playing it or my friends talk to me about playing it, it's like I'm still able to experience that vicariously through them because it's just such a freaking happy ass looking game and so fun. But we've had so many YouTubers on, and the culture of YouTube and the algorithms of YouTube from a content perspective seems to be very rigid, where on Twitch, it seems to have a little bit more flexibility with being able to have diversity of content and games. Do you feel that Twitch kind of granted you a little bit more freedom with being able to create content for Animal Crossing and, like you said, like Zelda and Sword and Shield? It seems like that would probably go over better on Twitch than if you were to try to introduce that stuff on your YouTube channel.
Oh, 100%, like without a doubt. I mean, YouTube is extremely rigid. Like when people go to your channel, like they want one thing. It's almost like somebody going to McDonald's. Like if I'm going to McDonald's, I want that thing. If I'm going to Burger King, like I want that thing. So if you're going to a YouTube channel, you came for that style of videos and you don't want anything else. And you want like Pokemon Go and that's it. So that's what you're going to get on my YouTube channel. But on Twitch, I definitely want to branch out and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And Twitch is a great vehicle for that because on Twitch, you can search for games via the game title. So like if I want to find Animal Crossing, I just search all the Animal Crossing channels, or I can search Pokemon Sword and Shield channels, or you can like search by the game. And that's something that YouTube is lacking. Like, so that way, if you are like, let's say I'm a Pokemon Go YouTuber, but I want to stream Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I can attract people on Twitch to my Legend of Zelda gameplay because they're going to be specifically looking for that. So that way it's easier discoverability wise too.
Yeah, makes sense.
I follow games on Twitch just like I do with creators. So I follow Pokemon Go as a game, or I follow the Pokemon trading card game on Twitch. And that way, when I log in, I see that game, I click on the game, and it'll give me like, you know, an itemized list of all the people that are streaming it right then and there. So that you're absolutely right. Like that's totally different. Now, Adam, I know you consume a shit ton of TCG content on Twitch.
Yes.
I mean that it's like it really is a different vibe, right?
Between 100%
the culture of YouTube and Twitch as a viewer, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's like you said, Holly, it is very, you know, welcoming, like the community in general. Like I can log in and just even the creators are just like, hey guys, what's going on? Like they're just, everybody's like super chill. They're all having fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's
whereas
fun.
like YouTube, it's like, man, these people are so serious. Like, like loosen up the tie a bit. Come on.
Yeah, I just gotta say, like, Twitch and YouTube have completely different, like, vibes in the sense of, like, how the community is. Like with YouTube, there's almost, like, an anxiety about it. It's like, oh, my God, let's just, you know, avoid the comment section. Watch out for the trolls. Like, maybe I'll leave a like. Like, oh, my gosh, like, how long is the video? Like, I don't want to watch if it's too long. It's like, there's an anxiety with YouTube. But, like, with Twitch, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna jump into the pool. I'll just chill out with everybody. Say, hey, how's it going? Like I might stay for like 30 minutes or I might stay for 2 minutes. It's all good. Like, it's really chill on Twitch.
Yeah, it's like you can be streaming for, like 4 or 5 hours, but, maybe, I'm doing something and I jump in for, 25 minutes and then I'm out. And then maybe I come in for the end. Like, it's just a lot different because you can consume it almost when you want to.
Yeah.
Or what works for you. But it also is like whatever you're doing, it's like that's working for you. So it's a weird position, but it's a lot of fun.
No, I like that pop in, pop out. And I do that all the time where it's like, if I'm watching a YouTube video and the video is, 20 minutes long or whatever it is, I'm not going to watch it in bits. I typically will start that video and finish the video. And if I don't make it through the video, I may not return to that video. But with Twitch, it's like I don't have that weird guilt anxiety if I say, hey, I'm going to pop in for 2 seconds and then I go somewhere else. And then I jump back in the stream later or something like that. Like it really is a different vibe. And, as a creator, that's got to be very refreshing, especially with how Pokemon Go content specifically has been fucking YouTube focused, YouTube vlogs,
let's just say somebody's playing Pokemon Go and, so you're for Community Day. Okay. Let's just say somebody's streaming what they're doing and somebody's streaming what they're doing. And you've got like 10 different creators and you can be popping in and out, if like, let's just say, Holly, Trainer Tips, Reversal, Zoe, everybody's
right,
like
real time
doing it on real time. And then we're just like, oh, I want to hang out with you for a second. What's up? What are you getting? It's a lot of fun. And you have so many choices. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, and not for nothing, you can create content on Twitch, archive it on Twitch, and then ultimately push that to YouTube. So you can make like a video on demand version of your streams. And then it's like, oh shit, I don't have to worry about editing. I don't have to worry about like post-production in any way. It's just like, here's the video. It's a nice vertical slice of the community and boom, it's up on YouTube for people that missed it or people that want to archive it or watch it again. Like it's just a very cool dynamic, and it's added so much flavor and spice to Pokemon Go video content. I fucking love it. And, I'm scrolling through your Twitch channel and it's like, it is awesome because it goes from Pokemon Go and then you're doing PvP and then you're doing vlogs and then you're doing Community Day from home and then you have Animal Crossing and Zelda and all this shit. And I'm like, this is freaking awesome because for me, I used to be into so much when it came to gaming, to all different types of gaming. And now I kind of have these blinders on where I'm like Pokemon and Pokemon all the way. And it's like, if I just look outside of those blinders, I don't know, I feel this weird guilt. And but when I'm on Twitch, that kind of washes away because just like when someone listens to a podcast, you kind of have that like, hey, I'm just fucking hanging out with my friends. It has that chill vibe of like, oh, this is cool. I'm just hanging out. I'm just chilling with the crew. I'm chilling with, me and the boys going fishing or some shit like that. It's
exactly.
like, it's very cool. It's a very awesome thing. Now, I gotta ask, and Holly, I love busting your chops. I bust everybody's fucking chops.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the video, but I did see the ASMR clip that you have up there that was from a couple days ago, and I gotta say I felt it in my jellies. So I gotta ask you about it. What was that all about? And is that something you're gonna do again? Because I have to see this live because it was so fucking hilarious. Just looking at the chat during this clip, I'm like, yo, I need to experience this live. Tell us about that.
Well, thank you very much for the curiosity. I'll start out and say, like, I had a lot of fun doing that ASMR. That was my first time trying to do ASMR, and it kind of like stumbled into being. Like, it wasn't even supposed to happen. Like, I was supposed to do an Animal Crossing stream, but for some reason my Streamlabs, the OBS wasn't working. So the only thing I could get it to work was my webcam. Like, Animal Crossing and my phone wasn't showing up on my Streamlabs, so I was forced to just go live with only myself and for the entertainment.
Right.
So
right.
then I had to go, okay, self, well, if it's just me entertaining the chat and I don't have a video game to play, well, then I guess we're gonna talk. So we started out with just chatting, but I was live for so many hours that the talking got a little scandalous, and we ended up getting into some like whispery, breathy, like ASMR stuff, and that kind of like devolved as the night got later and later. Eventually, it was like 11:30 at night. And before the end of the night, I was just like straight up flirting with the chat on the live stream.
I was fucking dying. I was like, holy shit, she's fucking going for it. And you were fucking nailing it. You were crushing it. It was like she's holding the mic like a fucking pro. I was like, this is fucking quality content right here. Where do I fucking sign up? It was awesome. It was so great. So fucking great.
It was really fun.
The chat must have loved it.
The chat was loving it, and the donations alone were saying everything. They were like, more. and
that's
so
wild.
that's why I kept it going. But I did have to delete the video on demand because somebody brought it up that just in case Twitch does, thinks that or considers that as like rated R content, I wouldn't want that on my channel because my channel is considered like PG. So I think the next time that I want to do something like that, if I go that raunchy again, I'm going to have to set it as mature rating first.
Yeah,
so
put a little explicit tag on it. That was,
yeah.
Oh, man. And what's funny, too, is, just like YouTube, Twitch also has a recommendation engine. So after I watched your clip, I fell down for like, a solid 15, 20 minutes. I fell down this ASMR rabbit hole, and I was like, yo, this is on fucking Twitch. What the hell am I watching here? There's like chicks that like boobs out, real super sexy, like in nurses outfits, pretty much making out with the microphone. I go, what the fuck am I watching right now? This is hilarious.
Yeah. You got to watch out on Twitch for something called ear eating. That's
oh no,
girls. Oh yeah.
I don't
delete
know.
from
actually I
memory.
want to know completely. That's so funny.
It's
delete,
basically
delete.
like it's
Backspace.
It's an ASMR thing, but they're using their tongues to like lick the like ear hole microphone of these things. Have you ever heard of this thing called a 3DO? It's basically like a microphone for audio capture, but the input is shaped like an ear, so it captures sound the same way that a human ear does. And so these girls are licking the ears, and it's just very like sensual sounding. It's really odd.
I'm in. I'm watching that shit as soon as we hit hang up. No, but what
Ken,
was cool
we've got
though
a
is
podcast
like
to do after this. Come on.
I know. But I'm a tech nerd, so I'm looking at some of these setups, and they've got these fucking like mega production quality mics, and I'm like, you got this chick with like, scantily clad with her boobies hanging out, and it's like, damn, that microphone is sexy as shit. I'm like looking at the microphones, but it was I had to bust your chops on that because it was so funny, and I was like, yo, this is why I love fucking Twitch, because the casual nature of it and just the hangout nature of the whole platform. I was like, it was so summed up in that little clip. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Good on you. So funny. All right, I will move on, but I have to ask
let's
you
move
about
on.
that.
Okay. Now, Holly.
okay.
Holly,
Sorry.
so you got control over your YouTube channel. So like what does that mean? What's next for you?
Okay, well, I'm just excited to provide like regular content on YouTube again. It was really hard for me to be like cut off. Like I genuinely missed it. I went into like a very dark place because, something that I really take pride in my creativity and, the process of like sharing my life with everybody, and I couldn't do that. So I'm just excited to get back into it. Like I had my camera out recording again today. So the plan is to continue YouTube videos, continue Twitch, just keep building and work on both.
That's awesome.
I definitely missed making YouTube videos. So it's just something that's fun for me. And I think as long as it continues to be fun for me, it's something that I'll always want to do.
Yeah, because if you're not having fun, why do it, right?
Exactly.
Little Ben and Jerry's
now,
there.
Is there a process of kind of do you have to like rebuild? Like, is there this reacclimation period with YouTube of getting your videos? Like, do you have to work yourself back into the algorithm? And again, I'm naive to the process because, podcasts don't really do well on YouTube. It's not a focus of ours. But now that you're going to be creating content again back on YouTube or regularly on YouTube, do you have to work yourself back into the algorithm? Like, is there a strategy that you have to put in place to get back in front of your viewers and get back in front of the recommendation engine and ultimately like the advertising cycle? Or is this something you could just kind of cannonball right back into?
It's certainly going to be a process for me. It's I wouldn't say that I'm starting over again because thankfully there's still many people who have the notification bell turned on. So thank you to the notification squad especially. But yeah, those of you who are liking the video is making a big difference as well. A couple people have told me that even if they were not receiving notifications for me while it was hacked, they are now getting stuff in their recommended because they liked one of my more recent videos. So if you guys continue to like the videos, that will really help me populate up into your recommended and like the sidebar on the side of YouTube. So liking the videos, just continually viewing it, having notifications on, probably like leaving comments is really helpful as well because that looks good. Comments make it look like there's really good engagement on the video as well. So
right.
Even if you just comment, hey,
good tips,
that's great.
Good tips.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, it's like, and it's important too that we are as viewers and as consumers of the content are proactive in helping the creators that we love. And there's so many different ways that you can help creators. You know, you can monetize, you know, you can donate, you can join Patreon, but it's like those aren't the only ways. There's very passive ways that you could help out, like liking the video or leaving a comment. So that's something that, you know, we definitely encourage everyone to do, you know, with all of the content creators that you consume, because it's only going to help them. And it's also only going to train YouTube's algorithm on your account to give you the content that you like. So it's kind of a win-win for the creator and for the consumer. So everyone, make sure you're doing that for the creators that you love, especially for Holly, to help her, you know, get this motor, you know, oiled again, because she had to go through so much fucking drama. But all right, so let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about Samsung, because this is another thing that I thought was really exciting. You were in a commercial. That was fucking really cool to see. And I've seen you do some pretty cool shit in the New York City space and all that. So what's going on with Team Galaxy? How has that worked out for you?
Team Galaxy is great. Like, they've had my back, you know, since day one of the COVID, you know, quarantine. Like, I think it was like maybe like 2 weeks into the quarantine lockdown back in March, and Samsung pulled all of us together. Like, they pulled all the Team Galaxy people. It was me, Mystic7, Zoe Two Dots, JT Gilly, all the Fortnite guys like Ducky the Gamer, SSN Santa, Roland GT, Grant the Goat. Like, they pulled us all together via video call, and it was just kind of like a feel-good meeting. It was like, hey guys, just want to let you know, like, we're here for you. We still all love you guys. Like, obviously we're canceling all the rest of your flights for the rest of this year.
Right.
But we still love you. We still want to work with you guys. We still are trying to figure out the best way to do Team Galaxy moving forward while being safe, because, you know, like, Team Galaxy was supposed to be the thing that continued to meet, you know, have meetups and bring people together throughout the year, because that's what we set out to do. Like, we had all those meetups at the, you know, NYC space at Samsung 360. That was supposed to be the place for community days where we would bring people together, but we can't do that safely anymore because of COVID. So now we have to figure out ways to, you know, bring Team Galaxy together, and maybe, who knows, maybe we can do it virtually. I guess that's what we're trying to figure out now with Samsung, but Samsung is still supporting us.
That's awesome.
Nice. No, when I went to that Samsung space, I was blown away. I went to the week that, or the month that Gilly and Mystic7 were there, and I was like, yo, in the back corner they have a fucking podcast room, and they had like this table with 4 mics on boom arms. I was like, yo, how do I fucking get in there? I was like, that's where I want to go. I want to record on this setup. But no, it was, I thought it was awesome that Samsung kind of embraced the Pokemon Go community. Yeah, because that was really something that the culture hadn't really seen. I mean, there's been other sponsors that have come in, you know, clothing companies, or, you know, I've seen like just recently, like Original Stitch, you know, reached out to like our friends Couple of Gaming and to Pello Pogo and even to Leonhardt and said, you know, we're going to embrace the Pokemon culture and community and do this. So when Samsung did it, I was like, yo, this is awesome, because not only is it a culture company, but the tech company, you have the phone. I go, this is like a perfect relationship, because if you're vlogging and creating content, the whole time I'm looking at your phone. And I was like, and these phones are so pretty. And it didn't really strike me until Mystic7's stream during the Twitch esports thing, right? And I set up a Zoom call. We had this really fun call where a bunch of people got in the Zoom.
Yeah, Liz was there.
Liz from Niantic came in. It was awesome. And we're watching, Brandon play. And all of us were like, yo, look how silky and buttery smooth this game is running on that Samsung device. And I've been like an iOS player since the beginning. And It's like, yo, this is this is really, starting to make me change my mind and think about other possibilities and open my mind a little bit. I couldn't believe how awesome the games were running. Like, now I know that they just announced some kind of thing with the Fortnite being able to run at like 90 frames or something like that on these new Samsung phones. How is it on these devices? Like, is it really that far ahead of what you're used to prior to this relationship with them? Like, do these games run like butter?
I just have to say 100% yes. It's running like butter. I mean, it's so smooth. You guys, like when I first got this phone into my hand, I remember Mystic 7 being next to me and I was just like, are you seeing this? And he's like, I'm seeing this. Like we both were like, wait, this is how the game is supposed to look? Oh my God. Like there was just a moment of like, oh, like it almost hits you. Like when you play the game on this S20, it's almost like, oh, that's how they designed the game. Like, it's just so much smoother.
I remember
like,
at PAX
when you're
East,
opening the GIFs. PAX East?
Yeah, I remember watching, like, Zoe play, and I'm like, holy cow, look at her screen.
Yeah. I mean, just for example, like, opening all the GIFs, like, you know how, like, on an older phone, or anything other than the 20, it's like, I just remember, like, I hated opening GIFs because there'd be that lag where, like, the GIF is sitting there on your screen. Like, you could have tapped it, right, to send it, but it's still just sitting there. Like, the S20 is the first phone that I had where immediate tap, it sends. You hit the X, immediately the GIF screen minimizes. It's like you can send GIFs immediately fast and quick. And it's like, I love that. Like, I don't have time for these loading glitches.
What took me back was the way when you clicked on a Pokemon on the map, the way it would just kind of gently like sweep into the catch screen. I was like, oh my God, all these little nuances that you kind of don't pay attention to. I was like, look how clean this is. Like, I've never really appreciated any of that stuff because it's just so nuanced and, not something that is that intriguing when you're looking at it on any other phone. Now, I'm running an iPhone XS Max. So it's like, I don't have like an old phone or anything, but it just, the S20 seems so light years ahead. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to get in with this. I think I'm going to have to switch. And it's like now, even hearing the whole thing with AR occlusion and, that whole thing with reality blending coming to Android.
Yeah, that's
phones
like, I want an
like,
S9 or an S10, but the S20 looks so nice.
I know. It's sick. It's fucking big. And I love big ass phone. Like, give me that big ass thing. And it's so like sleek that it's not, it's not like you're holding like a fucking StarTAC, like a big brick in your hand either.
No,
but no, that's
it's
awesome.
It's a powerhouse.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It's a good size and it's a good weight too. And I mean, this camera is killer. It's
I know. I've seen the zoom.
Yeah, the sick. Insane zoom. I like to call it the creeper lens because you can get right and like you can zoom into anything. It's insane. Like I remember when I first got the camera, I was on like maybe like the 5th floor of my hotel and I was looking out the window and like zooming down into like all the people walking around on the street just to see how close I could get. And it's like, oh my God, like I'd be terrified of this phone in like some places because you can really get close to people.
I'm like all up in your shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's great. That's so funny. That's so funny. All right, well, let's talk Pokemon Go for a bit. What do you think of the current state of the game? I mean, Niantic, I think, has without a doubt done a smash-up job in adapting to the current situation. I mean, there's no denying that they've been working around the clock to kind of make this game function in ways that it was never designed to originally function. But how do you think the state of the game is overall? Like, the surge of PvP and PvP content, the changes to live events, the playing from home, and now the recent announcement of Go Fest from home,
remote raid passes.
What's your take on where the game is at right now?
I mean, I think Niantic should be applauded, because they have been doing a lot of great work to help us play from home. I mean, with all of these stay-at-home events, like all the timed research was really easy to complete from home, except for, of course, like the one thing of like trying to hatch an egg or get a bit of candy, something like that. Right. But yeah, a lot of PvP action going on right now, so that's always good to see a lot of people getting into that, and it's really nice that Go Fest is going to be from home this year. Yeah,
Go Fest is going to be an interesting one. It should be, I think that, like we were talking about this on last week's Lured Up.
Yeah, just like how can they make it something more than a
what are they going to do? And Adam was like talking, she's like, I don't know if they're going to surprise us. And I'm like, yo, that's the beauty of it. We don't know what it's going to be. And I just think that they're going to pull some serious magic rabbits out of their hat, and something crazy is going to happen. I just think it's going to be big. When I saw that tweet from John Henke saying like, "Don't worry, there's going to be some magic here." It's like, all right. I'm cautiously optimistic, but optimistic nonetheless. So, no, I'm with you though. It's Niantic should definitely be applauded.
It's going to be some kind of magic no matter what they pull off, because this is going to be like the first like global event that'll be remote of that scale for Pokemon Go. And I'm sure no one has forgotten how the very first Go Fest did, where there was server crashes and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So they're going to have their work cut out for them to make an event where the entire world can log on at the same time and play this thing. So it's going to be magic, however it's going to work.
And I love the fact that it's 2 days. And, I'm a huge fan of like marathon gaming sessions. So I can't wait for the content that comes. And
I know you have 48-hour stream. What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna call it. I'm putting it out there right now. I will stream that. I will go for it. I don't know about 48 hours, but I'm gonna try to go.
You gotta sleep at least an hour or two. Come on.
We talked about it the last time we had you on. I'll never forget when you did that 24-hour Philly stream. That was fucking amazing. That was so awesome. And yeah, no, I love those marathon sessions. I think that's freaking cool as hell. But you mentioned travel. We'll briefly, we'll just touch on this. I mean, how do you think this is going to work? Like, do you think that events from now on, even if physical events come back, live events, and let's say in 2021 there's a Go Fest in Dortmund or there's a Go Fest in Japan again, do you think that there's going to be like an at-home component to that? Like, do you think they're always going to have some kind of at-home version of events? And does that deter you from wanting to travel, or does that do you still have that travel bug?
I'm always going to have that travel bug, so I hope that they will continue to do events like Safari Zones and Go Fest all over the world. But I actually do hope that they will simultaneously continue to do a remote event that pairs with that event. So I hope in the future we have real Go Fest, but I hope that there's a at-home Go Fest that you could elect to do at the same time as that Go Fest. So that way everybody all over the world could participate. And I mean, at previous Go Fest, they have, events that are running alongside Go Fest. So remember when they released Plusle and Minun all over the world?
Yep.
Right. The other year.
Mine ran on me.
I mean,
just the day before Go Fest, I was taking a picture of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, they try to accommodate the players at home, but I think what we need is more. We need more special research. We need more raids. We need more, we just need more of everything. More shiny boosted incense or something like that. Something that makes those rural players feel like they're part of Go Fest too.
We have the global downtime for maintenance coming on Monday, and it's who the hell knows what's going to happen during those 7 hours that the game is down. I know people think the whole game is getting fucking rewritten or something. Ain't going to happen in 7 hours. But I mean, it's just, I know that Niantic is so tirelessly working on this, and they catch a bad fucking rap. I mean, straight up, it's people talk so much smack and think that they don't have the gamer's best interest in mind, and it's nah, man, it ain't like that. It shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have that philosophy or that mentality.
That's like the occlusion post that they posted, and it's the first comment's yeah, this is okay, but work on PvP first, and it's what? It's that's not what this is about. This is a new feature. This is exciting, regardless.
No, I'm really excited for the future of AR. I think that in terms of where the game can go and the way things can change in game, it's yeah, I want different features and I want a gym rework and this and that and all that. But I think I'm just so attracted to AR and that technology. And I know that Niantic as a tech company, Pokemon Go notwithstanding, the importance of AR to them as a platform and as a company is massive. So I can't wait that we get to experience the AR side of Niantic through Pokemon Go. It's just exciting times. I can't wait. And I know all the AR photographers are foaming at the mouth for occlusion and all that stuff. And it's going to be good times. But all right, Holly, as we wrap up, thank you again so much for coming on. I mean, is there anything you want to promote? I mean, besides the fact that your channel is back, shout outs, plugs, anything like that, please go for it. Let our community know where they can find you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me again. And thank you to everybody listening. Like I said, I'm going to be uploading videos on YouTube. So if you like Pokemon Go vlogs, definitely check me out on YouTube under PkmnMasterHolly. That's PkmnMasterHolly. Or you could find me on Twitch, where, like I said, we'll be doing Pokemon Go. I typically stream the entire Community Day now on Twitch now. So if you like Pokemon Go Community Day live streams, those are on Twitch, along with Animal Crossing, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think later on this summer, Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to get those downloadable expansion packs for the Isle of Armor and the Frozen Tundra.
That's going to be fantastic. Jeez.
Yeah.
I totally just
I'm definitely going to be on Twitch with that.
Gotta get them.
Definitely. Gotta get them.
Yeah, no, I think Isle of Armor, they still haven't given us a date, but that'll be the end of June, so it's going to be here before we know it. I think that when it comes, we're going to see this nice return to form and renaissance back of Sword and Shield. Like, everyone that has put the game down is just going to jump back in. It's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait. I mean, games are so awesome. But Holly, thank you again. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. You're welcome to come back anytime. Whenever you want. Yeah. You're always so fun to talk to and talk about. It's great. And you're a good sport when I bust your chops, so I appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. Well, it's always a pleasure to be here, and I hope that you guys continue to be safe out there for COVID, and yeah, good times. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out the show. We really do appreciate it. Please check out luredup.com for everything that's going on at the show. We'll definitely put all of Holly's links to everywhere you can find her in the description. Please give her a sub, follow, turn that notification bell on and off, make sure it works, and then on again. Like, do the whole 9 yards. Like, let's just make sure that you're set up to get Holly's content in every way, shape, or form. Like those videos, comment, all that good stuff. Holly, you're one of the good ones. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.